Colorado, I think. And she had good background. She did. I didn't think she was quite as strong as Matt DeWitt, but if that's what we ended up with, I think we'd be okay.
But yeah, well, it's nice to have two candidates because, and I told Christine, you better act quickly because people.
That is magnificent. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Muskegon Rotary meeting. I am your president, Jane Klingman Scott, and today our program is going to be provided by AgeWell Services of West Michigan. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, have a little literacy lesson, and our reflection will be from Ellen Alpert. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This month, as I mentioned last week, is Women's History Month. It's also Read Month. And I found out this week that it is a week of civic learning. So I found somebody who is a civic leader and a woman who is a major advocacy of literature, Barbara Bush. And here is two things she has to say. Why be afraid of what people will say? Those who care about you will say good luck, and those who care about themselves will say anything that's worth listening to anyways. They will not say anything worth it. And the second one, it really speaks to our organization. The Titanic was built by professionals. The Ark was built by volunteers.
As you know, yesterday was International Women's Day. Right now, it's supposed to be in the 47th year. That's when the UN recognized it in I think it was 1975. That there were rallies that go back a couple hundred years, but that's the official date. I'd like to read a reflection by Maya Angelou. She lived from 1928 to 2014, and she wrote this poem in 1978. Pretty women wonder what my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand or fall down or on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, it's the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch the mystery, the inner mystery in me. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, in the sun of my smile, in the ride of my breasts, the grace of my styles. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk really loud. When you see me passing, I ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hands, the need for my care, 'cause I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me.
And with that inspiration, let us enjoy our lunch, and we will reconvene in 10 minutes.
Hi, Mary Ann.
How are you?
I'm good. Doing good.
It's nice and sunny here in Daytona Beach Shores.
Yeah.
Fair. That's not fair.
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
John.
no sun today here. But
How you doing?
good to see you, Jen. We are up to 43 degrees though, so it's, basking in the warmth. That's our parrot behind me. She was yelling from the living room, so I brought her in here with me, but she seems like she wants to talk, so I may mute myself unless we're in conversation. So
So Doug, you said you had a really good turnout for orientation last week.
yeah, it was a great time. 7 new members. I took care of almost every. CC Riley was the only one that was on the list that had to decline. So almost everybody that was on, the spreadsheet on our list came, and we had 4 sponsors as well. So yeah, it was great.
That is good. Yeah. I don't know if we have any applications for the next board meeting, which will be probably next Tuesday.
Yeah, let me
I'll have
check
to
see if there's anything.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the spreadsheet since orientation.
Yeah. Hey, Larry. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Brianna.
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. You're over somewhere sunny, and I thought I saw Kate eating some oysters on some
You
ice.
did.
We're
We-
outside, so
Yeah, the night before last, we're at, she's with me this week. I stay at Daytona Beach Shores
oh, how
on the
nice.
east side of the state. Yeah, it's really nice. And she's been making her way around Florida. She stayed with Susan Crane and Kim Suarez, and now she's
Oh.
here. So
Wonderful. Sounds like I need to be in Kate's luggage.
yeah.
That's good
Um,
she's enjoying herself.
Yeah, so it has been warm here. February was very warm. And I mean, there's some years I've been here when it's been, pleasant, but
Mhm.
not warm. Yeah. So they
Well,
had
I'm
quite a
sure
bit.
that's a welcome surprise. I heard we're in for a chilly weekend here.
Yeah. Well, good time to watch college basketball, huh?
That's true. That's true. We start playing tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I hope we make a good run. We'll see.
Yeah, I didn't check the score. Michigan's playing Rutgers right now.
Oh, are they? Okay, that's right. They started on Thursday. I forgot about that.
They're not as well high seated as MSU, hey?
Not this year, they're not. Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
having a down year. It happens. It happens. Hey, Doug. Hi, Larry. Where's the program at? Do they have us like on hold or something?
Yeah, hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hi.
They don't, they
Mission's at
don't, they
9 to
let
5,
us,
by the way.
yeah, they let us chat until the program starts.
Oh, okay. I haven't been on Zoom in a while, so I actually had attended a couple in person. So I wasn't aware of that change. It's always nice to chat.
Yeah, they start the meeting and then they take some time for people to eat and visit there. That was kind of on demand. People wanted some time.
And
Yep.
Good, good.
If Mary Ann would share some sunshine, it'd be even better.
I know. We're jealous.
Yeah.
Well,
But
there
we've
was
had
there
some
was
sunshine
sunshine
the last
yesterday.
few days. Yeah, so we can't complain really because we've had some nice weather here.
Yeah, some of my Facebook friends in Muskegon have posted beautiful sunrises and
Mhm.
sunsets, but yeah.
It was close to 50 degrees almost a couple days ago, which was really nice and sunny and yeah.
Well, it is March. I'm sure you'll get some cold, snowy weather yet.
Right. Yep, absolutely. It's
Well,
Michigan.
John, all you need is 50 degrees to play golf, right?
Yeah, or close. 48, I'll take 48.
Yeah, I used to be a 50-degree or two now. I'm too old for that. 50 is not.
Is that, who's on the iPhone? Is that Chair Osborne? Is that?
Not sure.
I don't know. I don't see an iPhone. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
it sounded like the Diana Osborne, my board chair. I was just gonna say hi to her, but
Donna, if that's you, get on so we can see or say something.
Enjoyed your lunch.
Yeah,
But if you haven't finished, keep going, But I'm not saying you have to stop. Just don't clink your so much, okay? All right. We have some guests today, as always, and there's actually quite a few of them. So those who filled out their blue cards, you know who you are. Please come up with your guests, please.
All right. So go ahead. Between the marks so you can.
Gotcha. Fellow Rotarians, allow me to introduce John Bradfield. He's from Step Up. They help people that are transitioning from foster care, young adults, 18 to 24, and he's a prospective member.
All right, I'm going to wait for some quiet. Stacy's with me. I'm pleased to introduce Stacy Kennedy. Stacy's daughter attended our Life Leadership Conference last year. She is the mission advancement lead for Youth for Christ, which is based in the entire Lakeshore area, working with kids that are in pretty tough shape, trying to get them back on track. And she's considering membership. Welcome, Stacy.
Hello, I am Eric Messing, Executive Director of the Frauenthal Center, and I'm pleased to introduce my guests today, two of the founders and producing artistic directors of Detroit Public Theater, Sarah Claire Corporandi and Courtney Burkett. They are, of course, in town for Detroit 67, which plays this weekend at the Beardsley Theater. And I also have with me today Paige Elkire, who is the marketing coordinator for the Frauenthal Center. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jackie Farah, and my guest today is Brandy Carlson. She's the Chief Financial Officer at Health West.
She's thrilled about that. Hello, Chris Colley, AgeWell Services. I've brought a couple of the best from AgeWell. It's hard to bring them all. The room would be packed. This is Rhonda Rosenberg. She's our Associate Director. And of course, Chris Bernat is no stranger to this club. She is our Safe Seniors Coordinator and helps with marketing at AgeWell.
Good afternoon, Rotary. Get it? Chris is fired up. Get ready for the presentation. All right, now everybody get as excited as Chris because we've got Ravenna Bulldogs in the house. You threw a wrinkle in it. Now I'm all confused. To introduce two of the seniors is Tia Filippelli. She is the counselor at the high school.
He said half of what I was going to say. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for feeding us today. As he said, I am Tia Filippelli. I'm the school counselor at Ravenna High School. Ravenna's got a lot going on right now. We passed a bond. We have a lot of construction going on to reface the whole school, which is great, amazing, great for the school, great for the district. We also had one of our wrestlers go to state, didn't quite make it. All of our FFA students are at state convention over in Lansing right now, so that's going to be some wins there. And I will introduce Ellie Solom.
Hi, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. I'm Ellie. I'm a 16-year-old senior at Ravenna High School. And I am class vice president, treasurer of the NHS, editor-in-chief of the yearbook, drumline captain of the band, and I was in FFA, and I was on the softball team, or I am on the softball team, and I'm on the volleyball team. I'm also dual enrolled at MCC right now, but this summer I am going to attend the University of Michigan, so go blue. Yep. And I was accepted into their Summer Bridge Scholars Program, where I will live in Ann Arbor in a dorm this summer and take 2 classes, get to meet people, get to know my professors, and get 6 credits out of the way, and then continue to study there in fall full time. I'm not sure if I want to major in go into like the pre-med or the pre-law track right now, but hoping to figure that out soon. So thank you guys for having me.
Hi, I'm Carmela. I'm not as cool as her, but we're still there. So, okay, so I'm a photo editor of our yearbook. I'm an NHS. I'm the treasurer of student council. I've been the captain of our varsity soccer team for 3 years now. I won all conference and all district as well last year and runners up for state. I'm on the volleyball team and I plan to attend Central. And I am going to go into elementary education. I'm hoping I'm going to go into special education for elementary students. So.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I don't know, sometimes that makes me feel inadequate. Congratulations to our young scholars. Our program today is going to be introduced by Chris Colley, so come on back up. Who is? Tim, okay. And here he comes.
Well, I'm always amazed by the youth that we have that comes in, and today is no exception. I feel a little bit I got some work to do just to do an introduction to keep up with them. So Chris Colley, one of our own, is our speaker today. She's the executive director of the Age Well Services of West Michigan. She resides in Norton Shores with her daughter Lucy and fiance Mark Vanderstelt. Chris holds a master's in public administration from GVSU and a bachelor's in social work from Western Michigan University. Her career in the nonprofit sector began as an AmeriCorps member straight out of high school, working for important missions in the Muskegon community, including Volunteer Muskegon, the Child Abuse Council, and Kids Food Basket. Chris is the past president of the Greater Muskegon JCs and serves as the volunteer director for the Michigan Irish Music Festival. You also know that Chris is doing just a phenomenal job as co-chair of our club's program committee. And Chris has been the recipient of many awards, including MLive's 40 Under 40, Lakeshore Athena Young Professional Award, Greater Muskegon JC's Outstanding Woman of the Year, Future 15 Award, and Muskegon Chamber of Commerce Agent of Change. Chris loves to serve our community, and we're going to have a great talk from her today. I'm sure.
Fire up, right? All right, here we are. I'm so excited to be with you. Thank you so much for this opportunity to talk about Age Well. Part of the reason why I'm making the circuit is it's our 50th anniversary this year. Totally amazing, right? Not a lot of organizations can say that. So we're really excited and so proud of the work that we are doing and the work that we're planning to do in the future. So thank you to each one of you for all that you do for the seniors in this community. You are treasured without a doubt. I do want to give a shout out to our board chairperson, who is Tony Johnson, who's in the house too. So very excited. Could you start the first slide, please? Thank you. So here we are, Age Well Services. I'm going to talk a little bit about Age Well Services. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm learning down is really over. There we go. But really, I'm going to talk less about Age Well Services and more about aging and what's going on with adults. So we're going to talk a little bit about economics. You didn't see that coming, did you? We're also going to talk about inclusion. And we're also going to talk about accessible supports and what we're doing. I think it's really important for you to know that with our partners, Senior Resources, the Area Agency on Aging, we partner a great deal together to serve individuals in Oceana, Muskegon, and Ottawa County. We follow the same regional footprint together. And you can see that the aging population in each one of those counties is growing quite substantially. And over the time, it's going to continue to grow. In fact, by 2025, the numbers for Muskegon, Oceana, and Ottawa counties will increase for an estimated 26% of our population. Huge. That's a big shift. We don't often talk a lot about the economic impact that this makes. And sometimes we have talked about it in relation to Social Security, where we're concerned about that. But now we're especially seeing some things. So you see my little cartoon here. Have you heard of the silver tsunami? Anybody hear what the silver tsunami is? A few of you have heard what this is, and here it comes, okay? It's here. And what this is really, economists use this as a term because we have a very wide variety of different generations right now, right? But this baby boomer generation that some of you may belong to, you are going to be users of service like no other. And so we're seeing some huge impacts that that's making at Age Well and in our community. 25% of our workforce will be 55 or older by 2030. There are currently 5 different generations working in the workplace right now. How many of you feel that? We feel that to our core. And everyone wants something different, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about ageism in the workplace. We obviously are also having that great recession, that great retirement, as they now call it and refer to it. But also we're seeing this effect on housing. And many of you, especially in municipalities, are seeing this, especially being affected because the needs of older adults are different. They don't want stairs. They want things that are accessible so that they can stay and age in place for as long as they can. And they need it to be affordable because there's a huge transfer of wealth that is happening. And those of you engaged in plan giving or working with financial planners, you know that this is going to result in about $30 trillion in wealth that is going to get transferred to the next generation. That is immense. And we have a lot of individuals I can only imagine. We can only imagine how that wealth will transfer. It may not just transfer to the next generation, but we also see that it will transfer a lot to charitable organizations because not everyone has beneficiaries. So we know that also the long-term effect in people's financial portfolios have especially been taking a hit. And you all know this as you open up your retirement and your IRA statements and you cry, and then someone holds you, and then you say, it's gonna get better, right? It's gotta get better. Well, the part that's difficult for some of us is that the younger generation will have those long-term investments long enough where they're gonna bounce back. But the older generation, you're literally losing money that you plan to utilize for your retirement. So this started happening especially in 2008 with the housing crisis and recession. So we began seeing that tipping point, and then what we didn't see coming was a pandemic. And what happened? People said, you know what? I don't need this. I'm out of here. And they left. They retired early, right? So that's part of the effect that we're seeing on the current workforce right now, and that lack of availability in individuals. But retirees are now saying, wait a minute, I still have something to give. I still want to do something fun, and I'd like to have a part-time job. So we're seeing that re-entry back into the workforce, which is really interesting. Philanthropy and volunteerism is certainly going to change, and we're definitely need to be paying attention to that because these generations give differently than the current and the future generations do. For example, volunteerism, the day of having the same relationship with the same organization for years is changing. People want episodic volunteer opportunities where they can come in with their family for an hour, they can make an impact, and they can go home. Because why? They don't have that balance of time to be able to give all the time. And we also know that when our retirees go south, our snowbirds, I bet some of you are on the Zoom there, we know how much this affects our mission. We have, just for example, 43 different meal routes that go out for Meals on Wheels. And a great deal, I would say a quarter of those individuals fly south for the winter. So then how do we get meals out? It's difficult. We have to continue to recruit all the time. Also, with our elders, they are a crime of opportunity. And we are seeing the exploitation more and more. How many of you can think of a time in which you have been contacted by a scammer? It is intense, and it is not getting better. It is getting worse. But honestly, we also have a lot of isolated and lonely people who they want to make connections with, whether they know you or not. They want to make those connections. We also have a whole lot of people coming into homes that are not vetted. They are not vetted. Hear me say that again. They are not vetted. You must be so careful about who you let into your home. And you need to even be mindful of the people who are the POAs, the executors of your estate, conservators, guardians, because we know that over 85% of individuals who have money siphoned from them are someone that their family knows and loves. Whether that is someone that is part of their family, or it's a caregiver that you have trusted to hire. Remember that not everybody brought their college home, right? So what is the unintended consequence of that as well? We don't have enough caregivers watching out for seniors. So we see this all the time. The health and well-being and the escalating costs of healthcare. So we know that older adults make up 35% of healthcare spending. That was in 2019. Now imagine as the population continues to grow in that area, it will continue to increase. In fact, there was a recent statistics by Forbes that says that Medicare spending is expected to double due to increased enrollment and healthcare costs. How many of you care for an elder? How many of you are lucky to be part of the sandwich generation in which you're caring for your elder and you have children in the house? Oh, it's a lot of work, right? It's so much work. And it's hard because what? Their needs are complex. Many times it is not just one disease or one issue that's a health concern. There are multiple comorbidities that they have to address. So the complexity does not allow for an 9 to 11 minute office visit. A geriatrician would tell you that that's how long it takes to say hello. From the time it takes to get up and come inside, there's your 11 minutes. But why? Because they have a lot of complexity, and it's important to address all those things. And they're overusing the emergency department and emergency rooms more than any other user. Why? They're lonely. You're absolutely right. They're lonely. They know that when they go there, they have to be admitted. Someone is going to touch them. They're going to give them physical contact. They're going to make sure that they have a bath probably before they go. They're going to have access to a shower. They're also going to get their meds, their prescriptions refilled while they're there. And quite honestly, they're also going to get a square meal because access to food is so strained as well. So these are things that we absolutely must pay attention to. Transportation to get access to these services are crucial. And we can't help people if we don't get them to the doctor, right? And we know the social isolation and the effects that social isolation creates for an individual is something we now all understand because of the pandemic, right? But imagine if you're a senior and your daughter lives in California and you don't have a lot of social supports, how lonely that you are and how badly you need connection. So the World Health Organization actually says that 1 day of social isolation is the equivalent of smoking 14 cigarettes. 14 cigarettes. That's almost an entire pack of it. It's been a while since you smoked. There are 20 cigarettes in a pack. 14. That's a lot. So big concern, right? So that is really the economics of things that are happening that maybe we don't always put together to talk about how they work together. The second point is about inclusion. Of course, diversity, equity, and inclusion is important to AgeWell Services in all forms in what we do. We have always been about equity. Meals on Wheels is accessible to anyone. It doesn't matter if you live in a $1 million mansion or you are in poverty, we're gonna serve you. You might get a grant-funded meal, but you also might have to pay full price depending on where you live. But that access to service is so important. And inclusion and that silent ism that we don't talk about, which is ageism. So I'm an Xer. I'm just going to out myself. And if there ever was a silent generation, it's us. Why? We're latchkey kids. We got thrown out to go play in the street until the street lights came on. We drank from the hose because we weren't allowed to go in the house during the day. Both of our parents worked. We were taught not to talk about our emotions. We stifled them. And then what did we do? We kind of overcorrected with the millennials who are very in tune with their emotions, right? But here I am being a little ageist, aren't I? But there is obviously a war on generations. And so here's the things that we know. Okay, boomer. Okay, boomer, whatever. You know, they're feeling that older workers lack experience with technology, that they will probably retire soon, so we'll just wait. And they're too set in their ways. That's a millennial stereotypical purview. When we look at the other side of it, Also, we have a lot of younger people that are coining olders as being unreliable. They'll just leave. Oh, sorry, olders, talking about millennials. They're unreliable. They'll just leave. How many times I've heard they're lazy? They don't have the work ethic that we do. No, we have strong work ethic. The difference is that we're not going to work over 40 hours. So whenever we do things, when we correct it, we always overcorrect it, right? No matter what we do in society. So it's definitely difficult. But understanding that these attributes and these contributions by the different millennials, of course, increase stereotypes. And that creates a culture, especially in the workplaces, that is not inclusive and does not build trust. We know that the boomers calling millennials lazy and having a lack of work ethic, and millennials are tired of hearing that boomers don't know how to use technology, because that's absolutely not true. The majority of users are actually boomers. So we encourage you to think about this in a way that would include bias training and mandate training for employees around those biases, and to be part of that prerequisite when you are talking about DEI work. And does your website reflect an image, the different generations within your images and accessibility within that? So as we all know, language matters, language changes. So what's cool to say and what's not cool to say always changes too. So here's what's cool to say, here's what's not cool to say, and here's what's just downright not acceptable. Yes, isn't she the cutest little old lady? Oh, she's so cute. How do you think that, I love this image, don't you? So many times when we look at olders, we're only seeing them as the person that they were. But if we knew that they were a mayor, that they were a war veteran, if they were a nurse on a battlefield, how would you think that they would feel about you calling them that cute little old lady? They have contributions, and they have made significant sacrifices and contributions. So we need to honor them in the space that they've walked. Okay, so here's the age well talk part. Accessible support. So we're right in the middle of looking at, we've hired public sector consultants out of Lansing to guide us in strategic planning, because we know how important it is to have this plan. And for the last few years, we've all been running around just like you guys have, freaking out about what we do about this and what we do about that, because you can imagine every time we turn around, we're pivoting so much. I feel like a ballerina. So we have hired someone to help us to come in and to look at that, because it's also important for us to not look at the typical 3 years in a strategic plan. We need to be looking at what's going to happen in 5 or 10 years as this population continues to bloom and the needs and the interests change. So I want to make sure that you know, we're not Tanglewood Park. I don't know if you didn't know that. I also want you to know we're not Senior Resources. They're a different organization. Tanglewood Park is a location. It is not a nonprofit organization. It is a location where 3 nonprofits that serve seniors are together. We are a continuum of care that exists like no other. You know what's amazing? You walk through our door, doesn't matter what you need, we're gonna figure out who you need to get to in the building. Isn't that a beautiful thing? It is a beautiful thing. Tanglewood Park has won national awards and recognition for the partnership with our 3 entities. So we're all about, let's disrupt some aging by redefining age, because Tim Lipan, can I pick on you? If you asked Tim Lipan how old he was, what do you think his answer would be? 29. I agree. Old enough to know better. Now, I'm just betting he's not 29. It's just a guess because I know him, but his spirit is certainly a 29-year-old, no doubt about it. So we want you to define your own age. Like, you don't have to be just a number, and it doesn't have to define who you are. You always have the opportunity to learn new skills. And the more that we're growing our brain and we're exercising our brain and we're learning new things, the more we're fighting off Alzheimer's and dementia like you wouldn't believe. So how do we do this? At AgeWell, we have a core of programs. You all know us as the Meals on Wheels provider, probably the best out of all of them. They're the hallmark of our organization. It is where we began 50 years ago. You know that it is more than a meal, so I'm going to let you read those slides so I don't regurgitate to them, but here's some things I want you to know in terms of trends. We have had a 46% increase in raw food costs over 1 year. We are now spending $1 million in raw food. We've had a 13% increase in the number of participants and a 25% increase in meals. Let me tell you what it's doing. It's breaking our operations. We do not have capacity to continue trying to serve this demand. We have had to create a wait list of clients for home delivered meals because we don't have enough funding. In fact, we're a little bit concerned about the additional stimulus funds that have come in through the state and the federal government over COVID time, because that has allowed us to continue to meet this demand. And when it dries up, people, it is going to be very concerning. It's going to be very concerning. And if we don't do something and we're not proactive about how do we change those operations, but also how do we do it in a smart way that doesn't involve capital? Because here's the thing, in another 10 years, the population is going to drop again, right? Then it's going to rise again. So we have to be nimble. We can't be spending our money on additions and extra stuff. Do we need freezers? Yes. Do we need fleet? Yes. Do we need volunteers to drive? You bet. Out of 43 meal routes, I will tell you that 5 of them are at the breaking point in which they have to be broke off into 2 because we're not able to use the just-in-time method of 4-hour window for food safety anymore on 5 different routes. And there are 4 other routes that are in danger. So this is not happening just here in Muskegon. This is happening all over the country. So here is, heed my warning, here it comes. We've been talking about this silver tsunami that's coming. This is the tipping point, because one of the first interventions to keep someone at home is Meals on Wheels. We know that we're one of the first phone calls that people make when they notice that mom's declining, something changed with her, because we know they're going to get more than the meal. They're going to get the check. Someone's got an extra set of eyes on them. So that's really important. So we need to be paying attention to that, because this is the tipping point. It's coming. But for those individuals who are not homebound, we've got lunch and activity centers all over. You don't have to just come to Tanglewood Park. And again, these have been a little slower to resume after COVID, because there's still a lot of concern. We're not the only ones who are doing great programs like this. Pioneer Resources, Ravenna Township, Eggleston Township are also doing really great things to engage people through the senior millage. So important. Senior transportation, we provide door-to-door transportation to low-income individuals to get to their doctor's appointments. We have had a 50% increase in rides for mental health services over the last year. 55% of our rides are dialysis patients. The other 12% are cancer treatment. The rest are cardiac rehab, eye, dental, PCP, and mental health. Over 1 year, we've experienced an 18% increase in the number of riders and 13% in the number of rides. It is now on a wait list. And at the tune of $33 a one-way ride, thanks to gas prices and exorbitant insurance. Our wellness program. Okay, I just want to call out, you see this lady, she's famous, by Bob Skolnick a couple days ago on Facebook, if you're his Facebook friend. How many of you know Francine Sagan? Who knows Fran? She's a girl. She's the face of AgeWell Services. She'll kick your butt if you come and have a class, and y'all are welcome to come. We're intergenerational. 600 participants participated in 13,000 activities at Tanglewood Park last year. Pretty incredible. Project Fresh, we provide coupons to access fresh fruits and vegetables at the farmer's market. So we do that as well. And we have this fantastic cafe that you all should come and visit. It's great food. There is a discount dining program if you're 6 or older. Arn will show you how to get your card, and because he's a big fan. And you pay $5 suggested donation to have a meal there, but also the whole public can come. And you heard about Safe Seniors. You've heard about us before, but here's some recent stats. 507 cases since October of 2018. 76.3% of them are financial exploitation, almost 10% physical abuse and about 5% neglect. 3 detectives and a case manager are currently conducting 47 different investigations currently. And we are working very hard on replication and helping other communities to utilize this model. So we have become, everybody in the state of Michigan is going, what's Muskegon doing? And how are they doing that? That is thanks to the Muskegon County Senior Millage, because it also takes a village. And the Muskegon County Senior Millage is one of those funders in our village. So thank you to each one of you who is a taxpayer, as well as generous donations from all of you, and of course, Senior Resources and United Way. That's it.
I'm trying to find a segue that acknowledges that I'm part of the silver tsunami without being ageist against it. I don't know.
It's your choice.
I don't
You
know.
can choose to
I can
identify or
choose. I am definitely identifying with the silver tsunami. We have time for questions and answers, but we don't have time for comments. So if you're going to start by saying, I don't have a question, I just want to say something, save that for later, so that people who do have questions can ask them.
I have a question. I'll be really fast. What kind of time commitment is there for delivering?
I can't see where
meals?
you are. Oh, hi, Eric.
I can't see anything.
So the cool thing about delivering meals is that you can dedicate 1 hour a week, 1 hour a month, 1 hour a day. It literally depends on your interest as well as availability of routes and where you would like to volunteer at.
Chris, a quick question would be, if you're an organization that wants to learn more about ageism from a DEI perspective, where do you go for that kind of training? Because most of the DEI training that I've experienced is to do with racism, which
So
is also
I would
important.
say connect with us, connect with me, Andy, and we'll make sure that we have a team for you. We have an initiative called Love Lives at Tanglewood Park that was sparked by AgeWell and our partners that are there. And so we've all read the Aging Manifesto, This Chair Rocks, which is a really great place to start.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
I know the senior millage, I think, is coming up for renewal before too long, according to my county commissioner, next year. What role will your organization play to help getting the word out? And is there discussion of that maybe you can get a bigger piece of the pie for some of the things that senior millage does?
Well, you know, it's hard because everyone needs more, right? So what the millage has done is create some amazing programs that have started up. So it is so important for us to renew the millage. Our role will be to educate everyone about how the millage impacts the services that we provide at AgeWell Services. So our role is always to educate people so that they understand that it's not just going to someplace else, right? And there are lots of millage grantees, some who are in this room, that need that millage to be passed. So thank you for saying that. Oh, we need it sooner than that, Marcia. I know. Way sooner. We need it sooner, right?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Darlene.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Just a quick question. Have you ever thought, and I know this is a minor little thing in what your needs are, but of considering a community garden where you could raise your vegetables and your et cetera?
Yes.
I know we have someone that might be in the audience here that could perhaps provide you with some information. Having been involved in the development of one.
Well, some people should come speak to us because we are definitely interested in that. We actually are part of a grant with Dan Gorman and Marty Garenser, where we're really looking at more farm to table, and we hope to do that. We have started and stopped that project because of the pandemic, so we were doing value added process. And just so you know, it takes 400 pounds of asparagus to feed all people for one day. So when you get the asparagus, you have to blanch it, you have to cut it, you have to clean it. It's a little different than when it comes from Gordon Food Service. So honestly, the barriers are time, more so than it is the purchase. So we're looking at those opportunities.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Now, this is another segue. We're going from AgeWell Services to birthdays. And aren't we all glad that we have more birthdays? And so this week, we have a birthday for Ron Suzak on March 9th, and Tim DeMumbrum on March 11th, Sean Burns on March 11th, and Stephanie Tusick on March 11th. So let us sing happy birthday as people who are here can bring their birthday gifts up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And Mike, do we have a member spotlight today? Excellent. Another opportunity for us to get to know our members just a little bit closer.
My name is Contessa Alexander, and I believe I joined Rotary the end of 2021. I've been away from Muskegon for quite some time, and in my previous employment, I got to meet a young, beautiful woman named Kathy Brubaker Clark, and she introduced me to Rotary, and I just fell in love with the community aspect of it all, being involved with the business leaders of Muskegon. So I was very excited to join. I'm born and raised in Muskegon. I graduated from Miss Puffer High School, so I am a Rocket. And then I also graduated from Central Michigan University, so I am a Chippewa. I am a newlywed. I recently married Lionel Alexander, who is a beautiful man inside and out. And then I also have a beautiful 4-year-old. Her name is Issa, and she is extremely smart, hilarious. She is born a leader. I work for the City of Muskegon. I am the development analyst. So that entails getting some data for the city, doing research. I'll be transitioning into downtown management. So I'll be the staff liaison for the Downtown Development Authority and the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority. Although I'm new to Rotary, I'm a co-chair of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee with my friend Andy Velo. And I think I bring a lot of freshness to Rotary. I'm young. I have different eyes where I can, notice things that maybe some of my committee members might not notice. So I think I give a fresh new look.
Thank you. And now is the time to bring 2 new fresh looks to the club. We have 2 inductions. So if Eric and Michael want to come up with their nominees.
Fellow Rotarians, I'm very pleased to bring you Sean Burns. I met Sean at a chamber function earlier this year, and learning that he was relatively new to the community and interested in getting more involved, it occurred to me, boom, this is a Rotary prospect. Sean and his wife, Christy, moved to the Muskegon area in the summer of 2019 after their youngest graduated from high school. They raised their children in Grand Rapids and now enjoying lake life on Mona Lake at Turtle Bay. Sean graduated from Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School, as did both his children. He also graduated from Aquinas College and later Adler University in Chicago. He has a master's in counseling psychology, been practicing as a psychotherapist for 25 years. He owns Burns Psychotherapy, has an outpatient counseling center in Grand Rapids, here in Muskegon, right down the road at 794 Pine. Sean married his high school sweetheart, Christy, 30 years ago. She's also a small business owner, owns KBC Communications, provides public relations, corporate communications, and content. She serves as the global blockchain brand marketing and communications leader for Ernst & Young, which Sean, I'm sure, is going to explain to us here in about 2 minutes. They have 2 adult children, Connor and Emma. Connor graduated from Grand Rapids Catholic, as I mentioned, Baker College at their Cadillac location. Aaron? and serves as he works in the agricultural area. Daughter Emma graduated from Grand Rapids Catholic as well and DePaul University in Chicago. She received a bachelor's degree in film and television. She's now in Los Angeles. Sean has assisted the homeless population by acting as a family promise coordinator. He's been a Stomp Out the Stigma leader several times to raise money for the Mental Health Foundation of West Michigan Be Nice program, and provided grief counseling for Camp Compass, has coached youth sports. A great fit for our organization. Fun facts, he likes to hike, bike, boat, travel, try all the local restaurants, and always has music on. Sean looks forward to helping Muskegon area grow and thrive. He aligns himself fully with the Rotarian goals and looks forward to assisting in any way he can. Today, we gain a talented new member from Muskegon Rotary. Today, Sean joins the top service club in West Michigan. Sean Burns.
Glasses time, not because I'm old though. So I want to introduce Rachel Gorman. Rachel is a Muskegon native, went to Oak Ridge High School. She completed her undergraduate degree in hospitality and tourism management from GVSU. And a master's in business admin from Michigan State University. Go green. Rachel works as a director of development for us at Pioneer Resources. We are very blessed to have her in this role. She provides leadership, direction, and coordination for a comprehensive fundraising program. Just as Chris shared today, it takes many donations to keep our organizations working. That secures financial resources from all our donors and segments of Pioneer Resources, Pioneer House, and Pioneer Arbor.
I don't know if you guys know Rachel. I've known her for the better part of 10 years, and I'm going to go off script, so my deepest apologies. I've known Rachel since she was very, very young. I've been involved in many, many wonderful projects in this community with her, and I am proud to be sponsoring her to be a part of this one, because I know that we claim to be a room of movers and shakers. And when I talk about that, either from the dais at the City of Muskegon or from my desk at Trinity, what I like to say is that I want to be involved with those young people. I want to be involved with those young people who we are asking to step up and to take our place when it's time for us to sit down, regardless of our age or how we identify. Right. And I'm proud to say that Rachel is a representative of those young people. And so to bring her up here and to have her be a part of this group, I think is amazing, because she's going to learn a lot from everyone in this room, but you're all going to learn a lot from her. And I'm very, very, very excited to work with her on yet another project. And so join me in welcoming her to Rotary. And thank you.
Sean and Rachel. Don't go away now. Michael, don't go away. Don't go away. I know. He's used to taking stage directions, so that's okay. You have been proposed for membership in the Rotary Club of Muskegon by Michael and Eric, and have been duly elected. Therefore, it is my pleasure to formally induct you into the club. I understand that you are aware of Rotary requirements and that you have indicated your willingness to follow them, as well as your willingness to offer your services to assist your fellow Rotarians in their community and international projects. As you know, Rotary is a service club, each member performing what Rotary terms as service above self. In addition to service, you have the benefit of strong bonds of friendship with fellow Rotarians locally and worldwide. Now I present you this package. I don't do stage management very well, so here, Michael, you. Yeah. One for give Sean his here, you know. He's good. He is really good.
Yeah. And he hates to be applauded.
I live for the applause.
Now, I present to you the package of Rotary literature. I especially commend your attention to the objects of Rotary and the four-way test, which form the criteria for Rotarians in their daily lives. I suggest that as you travel, you avail yourself to special opportunities you will have to attend Rotary meetings and meet Rotarians throughout the world. This is another very rewarding benefit of your membership. And now, by the power vested in me, as a president of the Rotary Club of Muskegon, I pin this Rotary emblem on you and declare you active members of this club. Welcome to Rotary. Oh, and now we do have a couple of announcements. Couple from the DEI committee, so if you can approach. And Karen Hawkins has something to tell us. And this is important, everyone listen. The next 2 weeks, March 16th and 23rd, we will be meeting at the Lake House for lunch for the next 2 weeks. So if you're not there, we're not sending the dogs out to look for you. We'll just, all you have to do is cross the street if you miss us. Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
All right, DEI has another great opportunity for all of you. I hope some of you are going to make it to the Detroit 67 this weekend, and we're happy to have the folks here today that have been instrumental in that. But we're also going to do a screening of the documentary 13th. I don't know if some of you may have seen that in the past. It's an awesome documentary that really looks at what has happened with our prison systems and the large amount of people in the prison systems and how it went from slavery to sort of another method of slavery, so to speak, but taking people and putting them in prisons. And so those of you who went to Ann and Emmett and stayed for the discussion may have remembered that the cast recommended that that might be a next step for folks who went to Ann and Emmett to watch 13th. So we're gonna screen it at the Maddle offices on Airline Road on March 29 at 5:30, and we'll be providing some snacks. You'll be able to sign up using Sign Up Genius. Kim is gonna send that out so you can register to come that night, and I think it should be a really interesting discussion. So please join us.
Hello, I'm Eric with the Frauenthal Center, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank this club for all your support of the Frauenthal and our production of Detroit 67. Detroit 67 revolves around the uprising of Detroit in 1967, but the themes and topics of this show are still relevant today. It's such a powerful production. I really hope you're able to see it. We are sold out tonight, we're sold out tomorrow, and we have 2 productions on Saturday, a 2:00 show and a 7:30 performance. There is a group from Rotary coming from the DEI committee and the social gathering committee to the closing night, Saturday night. There is a cast party following the performance with the cast and crew of Detroit 67 and Detroit Public Theater, so please join us. Thank you.
I'm not Karam. My name is Marika Dobry. Who remembers me up here shilling all the Rotary swag, right? I am officially passing the torch. And so I am here to introduce Karam, who is going to take over being Mr. Rotary Apparel.
I wound up in Rotary because I asked Rob how to serve beer in Hackley Park, and then I wanted a shirt, and so here we are. The shirt things that are on your tables are representative of what's available in a small amount. There are tons of other choices. Marica was very careful to go through with Chad, who's listed on here, the items that are available in colors and other things. So there's, based on her former experience, there's shawls that some people had requested and hoodies, and some of the items are silk screened, which would be the hoodie example that I put on there. And then the shirts, like this one, are embroidered, and there are hats and cups and some other things. And if you have questions about the items themselves, as you can see down in the notes, Chad is your person. If you run into a snag that he can't resolve or something else needs to be done, feel free to contact me. And I'm serious about the 11 p.m. I tend to walk my dog at 1 a.m., so 11 p.m. is not too late. I think that's about it. Did I miss anything?
Real quickly, there is a QR code on here. You pay for your items. We order what you pay for. So you purchase it, it's yours. Make sure that you order exactly what you want, because we're not getting extras, okay? Use the QR code, pay for it, pick it up.
And last thing, like this exact shirt's not available, but one very similar to it is, and I just wanted a collared shirt because I thought they'd look nice for this. And the hats, we narrowed it down to one choice that we thought would be fairly representative if you saw us out and about with that one type of hat on at an event or something. So hopefully there'll be some orders. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to move to the raffle so that I can win and I can afford a new shirt. And just have someone pick out a ticket. Oh.
I thought somebody gave me like a white report.
Oh, no. People are so excited, they just scream out.
Ticket. Oh, I'm sorry. 563602.
Six-
$20.
602. Ah, Ram, yay! Okay. $719. Oh, Ern! Okay, Meredith. So I guess I'm on my own for my next apparel cost. Next week, we are going to be hearing from the USS Silversides. It'll be nice and fun. And now we are going to adjourn by rising and saying our four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial for all concerned?